Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. Today I'm going to be making my play of a schnitzel, a pork. I always call it my pork cutlet with a beautiful mushroom gravy. And my mom, she's so cute. She always goes, "It's a schnitzel." And she says it's a Spaetzle, because I am going to use a Spaetzle noodle. These noodles are fantastic. My mom could speak German, and she was Norwegian, so she spoke Norwegian as well, and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these noodles because I love these noodles. These noodles are actually good for you too. So I have 4 cups of noodles. I'm going to drop them into my water here, and I'm going to do a lot of hand work today, so I have my pot way over there. I'm going to drop the noodles in, and I'm going to put them back on. Just want you to see that, because these noodles, they take some time to cook. It'll probably take about 17 minutes for them to cook. So I'm going to go ahead and just give them a quick stir. I don't want nothing sticking, so we're good there. Okay, so I'm using those noodles. You can use more noodles, but because we're having a big fat salad with dinner, we don't need that much noodle. And then we're going to have our beautiful meat. Okay, so I'm going to explain our meat first. We have a pork loin here. Good price, $3.68 per pound. That's good for us here. And this is going to make six. I've already pounded one out, and it looks like this. Absolutely beautiful. Now, I don't want to pound it any more than that, because I don't want it to be more like a milanese versus a cutlet. So what I'm going to do is just get this pounded out. And that's all you do. Just take your good little meat tenderizing mallet thing, and then I'm gonna just pound it out. And like I said, this will feed 5-6 people easily. So like I said, I don't want it too thin, but I do want it thin, because I do not like tough meat. Boy, you see that little piece went from this big to this size. That's plenty of food. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put this aside. I always cover mine so it doesn't get yucky meat on it. I'm kind of like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side. I'm going to give a quick wash. Some good bleach water and a fresh rinse. We're good. Okay, so what I'm going to dredge my pork in is 2 eggs. I'm going to beat them, but I'm going to beat them off camera. Just want to show you what I'm using. I have 1 cup of all-purpose white flour, and then I have 1 cup of breadcrumbs, and I'm going to pour that here, and I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of salt, kosher salt, and then I'll mix it all together. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. I love the flavor. And I'm just going to give that a mix. I'm going to incorporate it so it can sit. And then as soon as I get everything pounded out, I'll come back on. And then what we'll do is we'll dredge together, and we'll get frying together with this. But that's my ingredients as far as my dredge goes for dipping my beautiful pork cutlets into. And like I said, I'll beat these up. Might as well just do it now. Just going to take it, beat them up, and let them sit at room temperature for a bit. Or they're at room temperature. They were really cold. My refrigerators are cold. I even have my refrigerators a little bit colder. Okay, so my egg is beaten up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a half of white onion, and I'm going to take 3 cloves of garlic. And you know me, can't tell a food lie. I have to put mine in my food processor so I can puree it, because I don't like the crunch of the onion. So I'm going to take and do that. And then I have 8 ounces of mushrooms. You can use, I prefer creminis, but I have to use Baby Bells today because that's really all my store had. That was looking mighty fine in my opinion. Okay, so then what we'll do is this is going to be my mushroom gravy. We'll take a half teaspoon of parsley, a half teaspoon of nutmeg. We have a 1/4 teaspoon of flour to make our gravy. We have a tablespoon of mustard. And then we have a 1/4 cup of red wine, and we have 2 cups of chicken stock, which I'll have all this labeled. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera, get everything chopped up, get everything pureed, so when we come back, we start making our gravy. By that time, our noodles will be done, and we'll be back. Okay, welcome back. Okay, I've got the meat all pounded out. I took the time to get that done so we wouldn't have to do it on TV. I showed you what camera. So I showed you, what I use, how I do it. So these are ready. I can put these right in my refrigerator, and we'll be good to go for dinner time tonight. So what I'm going to do is also, I wanted to let you know the reason I did it that way and put the parchment paper, because if you want, you can go ahead and freeze those and they would be perfectly good. That whole package of meat, 6 pieces, actually after you cut them in half, $5.38. Pretty darn good price. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dredge now. I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And then I have my beautiful breadcrumbs. You can use whatever breadcrumbs you want. A lot of people say don't use flavorful ones. I like flavor. But, you don't want to mess up and go all these different avenues. So if you want, just use a plain one. Mine's a good one. It has parsley in it, though, because I like parsley. But normally, like when I do more... Right now, I'm trying to stay with more like a German theme. I love when we go to German restaurants. They taste so good. I'm learning how to cook this way. I want to learn more. My mom could just cook like this no tomorrow. So I'm learning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flour this one. I got my pan on medium right now. It's like a medium high. I'll probably have to turn it down just a little bit because my stove top does heat up pretty well. Just coating it real good in flour. That's all I'm doing. You can make bigger pieces, smaller pieces. Oh my gosh, when we go to this one restaurant, oh my gosh, they bring you their schnitzel and it fills your whole plate. It's this big. So delicious. We had a really nice Bavarian market restaurant here in Nevada, but it did not make it through COVID and everything else. So now we kind of got to recreate some of these recipes on our own and do it our own. So that's what I'm trying to do. Plus, like I said, my mom just spent a long time in Germany and all through Europe and so forth. A lot of schooling over there she did. So, we were used to eating this kind of food. So now I'm going to take my egg wash and my breadcrumb, and I'm going to dip my schnitzels in there, or your cutlets, however you want to say it. And remember, guys, this is Andrea's way. I'm nobody special. I just love cooking, love traditions. I love everybody's traditions. I'm a melting pot. My family is a mixed family. We have everything under the sun. We just love food. We love food. We love cooking. That's our thing. We always felt that families should sit down and have a meal. It doesn't have to be a traditional table. It can be on your couch with, the little tops, or I don't know what you call them, tables, that you sit in front. Forgot the word all of a sudden. Okay, so this is all nice and coated. So now we're going to test it in our hot oil. Oh yeah, we got the perfect. Because it's thin, you don't have to worry about it too much. It's going to cook fast. You're not going to be standing cooking all day. It takes me longer to talk than it would take you guys to make this beautiful dish. What an inexpensive dish too. And so we're just going to bread it. And remember, you can leave them a little bit thicker, a little bit thinner. It doesn't matter. It's your preference, what your family likes. At the end of the day, what I try to do is please my family. If you came over to my house, I'd ask you, what would you like me to make? And I would try to please you. So try and please your family. Groceries are very expensive. Just enjoy. enjoy your dinner with your family or your lunch. You can use these for lunches too. Okay, just put this little thing down here. Okay, that's all that takes. That's all it takes. And we're just gonna let these fry up. I'm gonna turn them. They do not take very long. So it's gonna be perfect. Great dinner. I'm gonna give a wash. Okay, I have to grab a new towel now. Always have a new towel standing right by, because you know me, it's gonna be messy. Good thing I'm the one who has to wash and everything. Oh, look at that, perfect. Oh, done. Shouldn't use a fork, oops. Let me get my tongs. I have them right here. Not using them. Oh, because I put a little bit of smoked paprika in there. Oh, you can smell the paprika. Ah, and that's what's giving it its beautiful color too. Look at this gorgeous color. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't care what you call the dish. If you could cook it, they'll eat it and they'll love you and appreciate you for it. Okay, so these only take like a minute more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull them off, and then I'll come back and we'll make the gravy together. Okay, welcome back. Our beautiful pork looks beautiful. I took it all off. It's nice and gorgeous. I'm bad. I even took a bite just to test and make sure it's good. It's yum. Now remember, this is Andrea's way. Like, I use the smoked paprika. Not everybody has to use smoked paprika. You don't have to use any paprika whatsoever. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start our gravy. I'm going to get my pan turned this way. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it down just to 390 because it's a little too hot. Okay, I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of butter. Got to get all this goodness out of there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, there we go. That's what we're going to use. I'm going to let this come to heat. It's already starting to come to heat. It heats up real well. Then what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to put my mushrooms in first. Okay, now I cut my mushrooms up because I like the texture of them this way, especially fried real good in the, or not fried, but you know, sauteed in the butter and olive oil. Another reason why I do it too is because see, I have to puree my half an onion and my garlic because that's how I like it. I left a couple large ones just for show, but that's it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our mushrooms in because it's ready. It's ready to cook. So just do, and I'll list all the ingredients in the description box, and we'll be good to go there so you guys know. So mine's just a mushroom-based gravy. Trying to learn how to eat a little bit better, you know. It is, mushrooms are good for you. Mushrooms, I want to one day grow them as well, or I don't know if that's the right word to say grow, because I believe that's not how they're done. Like, they don't grow in the ground, I don't think. I don't know if 100%. I always have this one lady, she always tells me, oh, how good mushrooms are and how good they're for you, for your body. So I was like, really? Never got into mushrooms when I was younger. My parents, one vegetable or, you know, one thing they did not really eat a lot of is mushrooms. I don't know why. Not sure if they weren't plentiful in California or not. But I'm learning how to eat them and want to eat them because they are good for you. Oh my gosh, we grew our own zucchini last year. I found out how good zucchini was for you. And, you know, and I really love zucchini. So I am all into zucchini now. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put my, well, I'm going to let the mushroom just reduce just a minute. A little bit more. It's got more liquid in there. I'm going to let it cook for just a minute more. I'm going to put my big ones in. I always just do a few big ones for show because, like I said, I like mine done a little bit more. And I feel when I make them smaller, they're done just a little bit more. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna just go ahead and dump all my onion and garlic in there. Remember, only 3 cloves of garlic and a half a onion, because when you do your onion puree, man, you get a lot of flavor. You almost have to be careful and only use half an onion sometimes, because when I make like my onion burgers and things like that, if I do use a whole onion, boy, you can really taste the onion. But I'm not complaining. I love the onion taste. But it is 3 times more potent, in my opinion, like this, than just chopped. So you do have to be careful on the other hand. So like I couldn't use a whole onion today. I really have to use half an onion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this up just a little bit because I want to go high and I want to cook this. I mean, I have enough of the onion liquid in there not to burn my garlic, so I'm okay. But I do got to get my pan back up to heat because mine cools down so fast because the onion has a lot of liquid. It's pureed. But boy, like I said, I can eat onion now. And I do like onion flavor. I just cannot stand the texture. Okay, we're doing good. So I have 1 teaspoon of my parsley and 1 teaspoon of my nutmeg. And that's what I put in my sauce and my mustard. And I have my gravy. I'm just going to let this cook a few more minutes like this. And then what we're going to do is we are going to deglaze our pan. But like I said, I like it on high, you know, and so we're going to deglaze. And then we're going to be ready to go. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let this cook in here. The half, I believe I did a 1/4 cup of red wine. You don't have to use red wine either. I have cooking wine too. You know, you can use whatever you want. You can just use stock as well. So just let this cook by half, or let it reduce by half. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mix in our beautiful flour. Get everything incorporated, and then what we'll do is go ahead and add our 2½ cups of chicken stock. So I have 2½ cups of chicken stock. Oh, I found that Swanson's beef gravy was on sale this week, so I picked up a few because usually I'll use my Winco brand, or I'm bad, I use Knorr and just add my own water. I really like the salt content when I'm using that one, and I think it also tastes really good. I love the beef that it just brings out in it, you know. Okay, that's down by half, so we're good. Let's get our 4th cup of flour mixed in. Boy, I sure know how to make a mess. Okay, we're going to mix all this in. I'm just going to get everything mixed in. So that's what's going to make my gravy thicken. We'll just give it a little cook real fast. But let's get it all mixed in. And then we're going to let this gravy simmer and come back and get nice and thick. And then we'll come back, and then what we'll do is we'll plate together. But okay, so I feel everything's incorporated. I got everything mixed in. We're going to put our 2½ cups of chicken stock. Okay, now I'm going to switch to a fork. I love this pan because I can use a fork in these pans. I love these pans. My husband bought them for me. And back then, I've always been into cooking, but I would never have spent this much money on pans. But boy, well worth it. They are beautiful. They do not scratch. And you know, I cook all the time. So, okay, guys, everything's here right now. We're just going to go ahead and let this get a little bit thicker and just cook down just a little bit. And then we'll come back and we'll plate. Welcome back. Okay, so I have our nice pork schnitzel on the plate already. I put some Spaetzle noodle, and now I'm going to go in for our beautiful gravy, our mushroom gravy. Oh, looks just absolutely fantastic. And I'm always just drizzling a little bit. I don't like to put it on my pork because I don't want my pork to be, I want it to be crunchy. I don't want it to be soft. So this is how I'm going to serve our beautiful dinner tonight. So let's take a bite here. I want to take a bite off the plate. I can always make it look a little bit better when I need to. But this is a good dish. Really relatively inexpensive. The noodle was probably the most expensive thing. I think the noodles cost me $5.70. Not easy to get here in Nevada. Not always, especially if you're having snowstorms. And, you know, coming over the mountain is terrible. Okay, so I don't want to take too big a bite. Fantastic. It's so tender that you don't need a knife. You do not need a knife. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Take your gravy. Absolutely excellent. A little bit of lemon. I let everybody do what they want to do. I happen to love lemon. So good. This is the meat. All that meat I bought $5.38. Really, what a good price. Takes a little bit to prepare, but not very long, to be honest, at all. If you like the content, if you would please like, share, and subscribe, I'd be most grateful. And I hope you enjoy your beautiful pork schnitzel with Spaetzle.